The video game industry is full of some of the weakest, softest, most snowflake individuals in existence. The simple fact of the matter is, I don't see it getting better anytime soon. The video game industry needs masculinity back, and it needs it back in the worst way, because people just need to start facing adversity. And you know, what white folks be saying something about your bootstraps, or that crazy shit y'all be saying. So recently, Hollow Knight's sequel has released, and holy, it's killing it. It's destroying it. You know what I'm saying? It's $20. You know what I'm saying? 500,000 players. And other indie devs are absolutely melting down over the circumstances regarding the release date of Silksong. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to get into it. Make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. So if you come over here, shout out to Grums. We're getting most of this information from Grums. You know what I'm saying? Silksong hitting 562,000 players and likely higher on the weekend. The meta is shifting. AAA must deliver gameplay, not graphics. Okay? And so here it is. Okay, this is Hollow Knight Silksong. As of the time of this screenshot, it was at 475,000. Matter of fact, let's go and look on SteamDB. Silksong SteamDB. Okay, let's see what they're looking like right now. Get a good little gobble out of what's going on over here. So, all right. So right now, and it went up. The 24-hour peak was about 587,000 players. Right now, it's at 486,000. Keep in mind, it is football season. Football is going on right now. That's what I'm doing. I have to admit that I have not played either of the Hollow Knight games, but shout out to Salty Surprise, who gifted me the game yesterday, and I went and bought the first one yesterday as well. So I will be playing it on my Steam Deck. And I want to see what all the hype is about. All right. So, but that's not what we're here to talk about. What we're here to talk about is this. Okay. Shout out to Permaban, who put out this post. I feel like ranting about this. You can tell me if I'm wrong about this. Maybe it's just me, but I find it very stupid that so many indie devs and game journalists are attacking Hollow Knight Silksong's devs for announcing the game's release date 2 weeks in advance instead of longer, and charging players $20 for it and not higher. How Cherry is inconsiderate and horrible for giving other indie devs such a short notice window, and how their pricing hurts them. To me, all of this sounds like self-centered, cynical indie game developer politics. Who are you to decide what someone else does with their creation? Facts. If I were a game dev and I finished the game and I finished the game I made and I want to release it, I'll decide how long I want to inform my customer base in advance. It is my game. No other indie. Click devs gave me help in making it. Again, I am reminded how much I dislike the indie game scene. They are functionally anything but independent. The same clicks, the same backstabbing, the same throwing each other under the bus. At its core, they are just like corpo game devs, but a different coat of paint. So who is this? This is an artist, okay? I thought they might have been a game dev, but maybe not. So this is some of the things that were being said, all right? I think Silksong's 2-week PR push has done some damage to other indie studios. I don't think Team Cherry thought about the impact this game would have on other indies and their marketing. I think that's a bummer that I hope isn't replicated, to be honest. Nigga, who are you? Why would anybody care? You know what I'm saying? What? I don't care. Why would I be thinking about you niggas and I'm making my game? My duty is to myself and the people that I employ. Why the hell? This is competition. This is why I say the people in this industry are so soft. You're soft. Bring that over here a little bit. Yeah, there we go. You can get yourself a good little gobble out of that. You're so soft. Okay, why would I be thinking? I hope that it is replicated, because if you make good games, none of this matters. Let's go and look again. This comes from FaceTime. I can't be the only person who thinks it's kind of fucked up for Silksong to reveal its release date so late. Like, man, you're indie developers. You should understand the struggle that studios go through. No, the only thing we understand is the grind. The only thing we understand is doing work. And obviously it's paying off. It's paying off. Let's go again. By the way, Team Cherry absolutely had the responsibility of giving a heads up about the release of Silksong and accommodating other indie devs in regards to it. Art isn't made in a vacuum. and as indie devs, they absolutely should know how hard it is for other indie devs to be visible. Are you saying they had a responsibility? You entitled, narcissistic piece of shit fuck. I'm not surprised this is coming from somebody over on Blue Sky. We don't have a responsibility to shit other than our studio and our fucking developers. What are you talking about? Is Hollow Knight Silksong's cheap price a problem for other indie devs? Devs and publishers. Oh, I got to look up that article. Oh my God, I got to look up that article. We got to get a good little gobble out of that. I didn't even see that. Let me see that article. I got to see that. Let's see. Where's the news? Here we go. This is Eurogamer. Of course it's coming from Eurogamer. Here's a complaint. I never thought I'd hear Hollow Knight Silksong is too cheap. Team Cherry announced a $20 price. That's today. Man, I got these net. Along a couple of weeks ago, no other regional pricing was announced, such as how it'll cost in the UK. But I expect we're looking at 20 euros. Because that's how these things usually settle here. Silksong's price is now confirmed at $16.75 on Steam. That price makes Silksong more expensive than Hollow Knight, which costs around 11 to 13 euros across various platforms, but not much more expensive. And it's nowhere near the $50 to $70 price tag associated with AAA games. So what's the problem? Apparently, it's too little, too cheap. Scores of comments on Blue Sky and X in reaction to Silksong's date and price announcement say as much as actually underpriced, said one user on Blue Sky. You guys are nuts for this at $20. You're going to spawn a week of discourse with that price announcement. You know that. Oops, ignore the last one. Broadly, it's lighthearted, but most people are pleased Silksong is $20 and not more. Some people are threatening to buy multiple copies, even which probably defeats the point. But underneath the giddy excitement, there is a more serious discussion happening. Comments from worried indie developers show there is concern about the knock-on effects of the price. Silksong honestly should cost $40, and I'm not even joking. I won't go as far as to say it's bad, but it will have effects, and not all of those effects are good. RJ believes Silksong's price will distort players, viewers about what €20, $20 indie games can and perhaps should offer, which other team devs can afford to take several years to make a game. After all, similarly, if they did take that long, which could afford to ask only 20 euros on release, would it cover all that work? Not everyone has a diamond encrusted safety net that Hollow Knight provides. So what? Is Hollow Knight not actually an indie dev? I'm confused. What diamond encrusted safety net are they referring to? If you guys know, please comment down below. Theoretical concerns turned into real concerns not long after, when an indie developer who had been planning to charge $20 for their game took to X to ask people what they should charge now. Now that Silksong was doing the same. I can't afford to give it away for free. Hardly most replies I read. There are more than 1,000 encouraged Basti Art games to stick to their original price. But as with the games hurriedly moving their releases away from Silksong, Lone Fungus seemed to be far from the only game affected. So basically what they're saying here is, like, listen, I made an indie game with this amount of content, and I was going to charge $20 for it. But now Silksong has dropped, and it has far more content and maybe even superior content, and they're charging $20. From a business standpoint, I can understand how that might be problematic. I can't grift. As much as I'm going to say get good, which make better content, I understand from a business standpoint how that can be concerning. It would be like what's a really short game? I can't think of it. I can't really think of it, but a really short game where the content is pretty okay charges $60. No. It charges $30. And then let's say the Elden Ring sequel came out and said, yeah, we're going to charge $30. Huh? Because now your $30 game with limited amount of content and less content and less quality content as the new Elden Ring game is going to be compared. And that can be trouble. That can be trouble. I can see that. I don't want to say get good on that. I will say the idea behind giving us a heads up when you're releasing your game, no, go fuck yourself. Make a better game. Okay? Do a better job marketing your game. That's why I'll say get good. As far as the pricing goes, they should be able to decide what kind of pricing they want. I have no problem with that whatsoever. However, I can see how that can be a concern. All right. So y'all let me know what y'all think down into the comments. As always, may the grift be with you. I'll talk to y'all later.
Oh, fuck you, fuck you.